All right. Um, Me making testimonials, as I said, is in the knowing that there'll be a time I won't be able to speak and say and talk about what's happening. You know, what you see now in my videos, I think the last video you see like my neighbors and what they do and how they try to make you subscribe to these things. And there's perps of all sorts trying to make you accept, but it's pathetic to see people, and sometimes you can hear in my videos how I get passionate because these people, obviously for me at this point, if you haven't found that out, that I'm not subscribing to this, try to look at any of my 200 videos and you'll see that at this point there's no way they can make me subscribe to it because I've been validated too much, and I know myself, and also the way they make you think, it's just so illogical and so manipulated and so nonsensical and so falsified, and so like it's just so BS. And then on top of that, they have an agenda of doing these pedophilia type of things. And so there's no value. Like you cannot make me subscribe to this, especially when I know that you're enough with manipulating people to think in these pedophilia ways. It's so nonsensical. It's so illogical. It takes a brain that needs to be so manipulated in the most irrational way. Plus, the manipulatory and so I'm never going to subscribe to that. And they try to do these different tactics of being silent after having this back and forth in my head, which is them controlling it, and then start saying certain things in certain ways. And you like, first of all, do you not understand that this is the most illogical things to try to make somebody subscribe to? The way they even try to make you subscribe to this, knowing that you can control even my response to those thoughts, that you can create the reaction of those thoughts. Of course I'm not. I know that you guys are forcing me to think in this way. Then you see them in person, you're like, it is even more obvious. Today I just want to talk about two things, right? But just to talk about the last video, these people like them try to tell you you are pedophiles, you are this and that. It's like you realize that these people, first of all, entities, they contract these slow lives, are very pedophilia centric in the sense that there's a lot of pedophilia in these agencies. Now you also understand that these people are just implementing tactics that have been set for them to implement, which consists of a lot of manipulation to make you subscribe to this falsified persona they've created. This is literally to change people's ways of thinking and make them accept this. Right? To me, they try to present it's like we're just like digging and trying to think. In the reality, they try to analyze how they manipulate what they're analyzing and manipulating you in ways for you to subscribe to these pedophilia things. It takes a level of illogicalness that you can't even understand. While they are radiating you, and it's like, oh yeah, it's you. Plus they're burning you, and then they're like, oh, they're gonna castrate you. Oh, they feel this, like it's just obvious. They want you to accept these things, and they want you to accept it via all different ways. If I said out loud, the level of stupidity plus disturbingness, that is a mixture of like level of damn near spectralism, disturbing pedophilia things, a sense of irrationality, illogicalness that's unbelievable, and they combine it together and force you to think in this way, and you hear them try to come in, then have a moment of silence, just silence, as if they're like, that made so much sense, they're just quiet, or they're gonna see it. Right? Literally gaslighting you to not even, to make it seem like what just happened in your brain, it was not some of the most illogical, nonsensical thoughts mixed with the pedophilia things. It's like they delude themselves by being quiet. It's like you guys are damn near, like, I'm sorry, I've been using the R word a lot, and it's because I just don't know what word I can use to say the level of illogicalness. But I understand this is what gaslighting is, right? It's really to try to make you believe, oh, if I really just act accordingly, he or she is gonna believe this. Like, that makes sense, right? It's truly that. And then when that doesn't work, they say, oh, they're gonna cut you up, or they're gonna do this and that, they're gonna rape you, they're gonna do like they go into the disorienting torture that's supposed to get you to like, oh my gosh, okay. And so you understand that this thing that just happened, right? And I want to talk about it, and I just want to just give you an idea how stupid this thing is. I received a picture from somebody. This person obviously is a perp. This person is holding a child, and that child is like just wearing Pampers. They send that to me. Of course, I'm getting the disturbing things they make me experience. That's why perhaps they send that picture. It's disgusting. This is a little boy. They force me to get this disturbing stimulation as soon as I see this kid. Disgusting. But they try to they minimize it a little bit, meaning they make it less stimulating, like the less stimulation because they can crank it up or down. And the reason why is before August 19, 2019, not too long before that, I used to be around a little boy. I saw this little boy when he was still in his mother's stomach. He wasn't still, he wasn't born, and I babysat for this baby, this little boy, and saw him to grow up till like 3 years old before, and I was no longer with this person, and so he's like, okay, so what happened there, right? Because when I was with this person I used to date, she would send me a picture of this boy just as a little boy, and whatever, in Pampers, whatever. But what happened there? Right? Like, why? Like, why? What just happened? You guys weren't there analyzing. So of course, that's why it just doesn't make sense. So now what they're doing? Oh, little boys, it's us. They made me feel disturbing things toward this little boy. Matter of fact, I made sure to respond to this person. I had to cover up, like, the picture, because like if I look at this boy, this little kid, they're gonna do some nasty things to me. But they're like, oh, what about little girls? Right? Because I can't remember last time I really like babysat a little girl, or even like like took care of a little girl, or I never had like this relationship with a little girl. Not to say that I didn't want to. I would love to have a little girl. It'd be amazing. I'm sure it's like an amazing experience, but I never had that experience. Now, then it's like, okay, just imagine if there was a little girl showing me, and it's so weird. What if it was a little girl? A little girl. Imagine if that was a little girl that she was showing you. First of all, it's already bizarre, right? To just imagine that. Why would I make me imagine myself a little girl baby in Pampers, when I know, first of all, these people do this pedophilia type of torture, and I'm 200 video in talking about what they do to me with this pedophilia type of torture. So somehow you think that I'm going to think about a little girl in Pampers, and these people are not going to do the pedophilia type of torture. Do you understand how delusional this thing is? And so they try to make me think, I'm like, first of all, that's kind of weird. Like, what would I even force like, that alone, to imagine yourself just like, let me imagine a little girl in Pampers. It's like just nasty. Like, why? And on top of that, I'm in a program that manipulates you to think in these pedophilia ways. And they really think like, oh, they're quiet. It's like, oh, they were. It's you. This is like, I'm sure it's my over 200 video talking about the pedophilia things they do. But somehow they're like, oh, now if you think about a little girl in Pampers, now it should be, you're going to be okay. Of course not. I know these pedophilia things. I'm like, first of all, why would I even try to think about it? And they do these things. Of course, I know I'm going to get these disgusting things, but why? They try to create a scenario. Like, imagine, like, somebody sending. They try to make me imagine, like, a sibling of mine who have a baby sending me a picture of, like, what? You want me to use my imagination to create a scenario with a little baby in Pampers? These people will do this pedophilia type of torture. I'm telling you, these people are disgusting. And then they're like, you see, that's how you react if you had a little girl sent to you. Like, oh, I'm 200 videos in. This is how I'm reacting because you're forcing me to react this way. And what would have been, even forcing somebody to imagine this thing is just ridiculous. I know if I was normal and somebody I knew would send me, hey, here, we're about to watch this little baby girl, I'll be normal. But now I'm getting the stimulation that you make me experience. And they're like, you see how you would react if somebody said you. I'm every day I'm talking about what the pedophilia things they do to me. And they're like, no, that's how you would react. This is the feeling you will feel. That's the feeling that I'm feeling today because you are making me feeling this today. These people are disgusting. And then they try to make me imagine moments where, like a commercial, like a Pampers commercial, which at this point I can't even look at because they're going to do the pedophilia things. Even Pampers, if I see like a Pampers advertising and there's a little girl or even a little boy, Pampers, oh, they're going to do nasty things. You know what they try to counter that? They're doing things to try to make me feel pain in my toes. These people who wants to live their fantasy, my death, my sufferings, and all that is not going to stop what they're part of. These people are pedophiles. They know this thing is going to come back to them. They try to sound even like childlike. Mama, we're there. Like little kids, because they think that that's going to change the obviousness of them forcing people to have this disturbing experience and try to get you to experience this and to say that to make you think that this is natural. There's no torture that ever going to make me subscribe to these things. I've been saying that for day one. These people will tell me to prepare. I know this childlike individual, not even childlike, this is weak, low life. I've seen some of them, they barely can walk straight, sweating when they see me. Tell me to prepare. I'm prepared. That's why I make these videos every day. Are you prepared? Because I'm not saying prepare for me, prepare for what comes from for you. Because it's not going to come from me. These people have created those dialogues where they were trying to make me imagine a little baby girl with Pampers and then give me stimulations and be like, you see, that's how you react. Wait. So you tell me this, if I imagine that, then the stimulation won't happen? These are trash. Of course I'm going to get the pedophilia things that you make me experience. You're controlling that. If this nastiness was not in my mind, I wouldn't care. I can't even look at anything with babies. Little girls especially is the worst. Now I'm like, oh, disgusting things. Before that, what? I used to watch content with only babies and so when I was like, little girls, no. They have turned everything to something disturbing, especially little girls. And now they create these scenarios where, the little boy is us, this false dimension. So that alone shows how on the spectrum these people are. No, this little boy, when it's us doing this, because they made me feel this reaction. According to them, that shouldn't happen because it's a little boy. But no, I got the stimulations because they do that to all babies. And then no, but little girls would be real because you get this feeling. You see that feeling? Yeah. That's the feeling you'll feel. Just delusional. They are at war with reality. They are losers and trash and pedophiles. And try to get you to... And they get all silence. Because that silence is supposed to be like, oh my gosh, it's so real. It makes sense now. It's gaslighting. That alone is gaslighting. Can you imagine? Listen to what I just said and understand the illogicalness of everything I just said. That's because that's how they want you to accept these things. Little girls, little boys, whatever it is, this is them forcing me to experience this. I will not have none of this nastiness, none of these stimulations if these people weren't in my brain manipulating me to experience these things. They try to be like, oh no, but little girls is real, but little boys is not. Or little boys is us, little girls is more real. Something like that. I'm like, Jesus. This is not real. This is what these people make me experience. And they really try to make me subscribe to that. It's like, oh, you see that feeling? I was like, yes, that's the feeling you make me feel. Exactly. This is what these people make me experience. But because I have this picture of me with this little boy on my shoulder, now it looks, what does he look like? It's like, oh, but that BC. So you tell me if this little girl on somebody. I know these people do these peripheral things, right? And I'm listening to these people via V2K try to counter what I'm saying. This trash, the contracted by these government entities that use this slow life to implement this disgusting technology onto people, that force people to think in this illogical and truly will quiet down and just like think, start speaking in certain ways like, yeah, and that's proof. You trash. That's why you don't want to be seen. Do you think people like that, these pedophiles, can tell me these delusionals? Do you know so what happened before August 19, 2019? Why was I able to see all these things and now I can't? And now today, you want me to imagine, just imagine somebody sending you a picture of a little girl in her Pampers. It's going to be normal. Because they want to create these battles like this little boy, okay, that's us, right? Okay, we did this stimulation. You feel like this is just fake, and it feels fake. But this feels kind of real, right? It feels like you felt it like before. No. This little boy thing, disgusting. This little girl, you guys too. These people are delusional. And like, no, we matched it. We matched. It's you when you were a kid. That's why these people are bottom feeders. No self-respectable man or woman will do this. The moment they do this, they know they're just bottom feeders. And mind you, there's people who are much more accomplished than this every 24/7 bottom feeders that do these things too. And I still see them for the bottom feeders that they are. No self-respect. No self-respectable people. And they're like, no, we mind. You can try to find a different way a different lingo to try to find ways to kind of make you accept this. And then they try to like be like condescending with mockery, kind of like, oh, we mind it. Like, look, kids, exactly. Because that's the kind of people they need. To all my target individual, you're going to be manipulated by you're going to be manipulated by the most weak of the weak. They might not be dumb in a sense, but they dumb themselves down. And then they want you to accept this dumbness. You know what they even did? It's one moment they remove the stimulation they make me have to see, oh, you thought this. No, it's like either way. To begin with, to create this scenario of imagine yourself having somebody send a picture, and they start making me imagine siblings that don't have kids, or I don't know they have children, sending me a picture of their children that I don't know if it's true or if they even have children. And try to like make me feel the stimulation they make me feel. And then make me little kids, little girls, and then give them like chest. Oh. It's disgusting. And then try to go back into my memories, me as a kid, and try to like, you remember, like try to create, and then go into the memories of how they've manipulated me to have this perception of a memory that I've talked about. Oh, is manipulations. I said, no, we matched. No, you have been manipulating my memories. You've been manipulating my perceptions. You have been manipulating my reaction to create these BS things. And they use this trash like that. The second you hear somebody ever say something, oh, we matched. You know that these people are full of BS, that you are doomed. Because there's going to be a lot of nonsensical things going to happen to you. Because this is what I'm experiencing. Immediately when I hear this person speak, yeah, I'm about to get some retardation in my system. To all my target individuals, stay strong. In my mind, they try to have these battles and try to make me think of a time, make me think of a time. Anytime before August 19, 2019. Anytime before that. Anytime before August 19, 2019. And in my mind, even when you're 13, 14, or maybe when you're 9 years old, when you're exactly. These people are delusional. Try to force me to get these disturbing things, and then go into the memories they manipulate me. Oh, it's disgusting. They live off what they create themselves, and want you to accept this. And they're kill yourself. These people who are so weak that they could cry if they saw you in person. It's oh, you might be, because I remember when I dismissed this, but they still try to go use that too, huh? Yes, I might be. It's not the peripheral things that you do to everybody or everybody else. These people are delusional. And then they do these other things. They can rewire you and make you feel uncomfortable. I remember when I'm eating or when I'm focusing, they do this thing with my tongue. My teeth, I can feel it, they're changing. Right? The texture of my teeth are changing. So they're softening up. And so my tongue, when I can press, I can feel the back of my teeth feeling weird. But now they've done this thing where when I do this, it's just they connect with some peripheral things they do. And because I'm not going to lie, I've thought of sexual moments in my life with a woman, right? I don't want to go into graphics, but there might have been a time where I could have thought of something and, something moved but I don't want to go. But now I try to say, oh, see, that's the same thing as that. It's so disgusting. So I could be just trying to concentrate on something, and I just feel my tongue going against my teeth and feel the texture, and it brings me back to the peripheral things they do to me and make me feel uncomfortable. And they want you to accept this. To all my target individual, these people are this trashy, this nasty, this low lifeness. It's so disgusting to have to live in a state of mind of so illogical, of just nonsensicalness, where there's people who are constructed to get you to think in these ways. They call this being their art. Their art to force somebody to think in certain ways that's going to be pedophilia-centric. These arts is the ways they manipulate you, and they try to sound in different tonality. I've seen one of these trash living next door, my friend. This man, I don't know if I can call it, this trash. You can sense it. You can feel it. Just there's a feeling of weakness. He's probably stronger than me, right? It's not going to be hard to be stronger than me at this point, physically. But you feel a weakness of a human. That man cannot call himself a man. He cannot. It's humiliating. To try to get to a person to think this was disgusting. They have tried their best to have this. In my mind, they try to have a battle where they make me think of a little girl, and then try to remove this stimulation they make me have, and then try to, listen, I will never be myself again. My brain is for them to manipulate the way they want, meaning they're going to put stimulations. And they're like, they are girls. These people are torturing little girls everywhere in the world. And they're forcing men and women to think about babies of all genders in this disgusting pedophilia ways. And on top of that, they still do that thing to the little boys too. So it's still going to be the pedophilia things. I speak about it, they stimulate me. It's disgusting. I had to respond to this text by covering this picture. It's disgusting things. These people will do everything to get you to subscribe to it. I'll never subscribe to that. They know that too. They know. I've been too validated. I'm not logically like it's just too obvious they force you to experience these pedophilia things. I know who I am, I know what you guys do. I know this the nasty things you're making you experience now. This is the life I'm gonna experience. You're gonna try to make it feel real. Oh, little girls, okay, remember? Yeah. But when you're a kid, that's how you will see a little girl, right? But now they're like, oh, but I'm not a little kid. I'm an adult man. I've been around kids of all age, all gender. Or I've seen them and I never got this experience that you make me experience. Stop trying to make me think that when I was a kid, that's what I experienced. I'm not a kid. I'm an adult. Just before August 19, 2019, all I was watching on YouTube was this like, oh, little kids playing with dogs, like this feel good stuff and this good feeling stuff of little girl guy found her parents adopted, all tears and all that. No, commercial, anything little kids, Of course I know why. It's because this low life do this perfect type of torture. And they really try to, no, they are little girls. These nasty pedos. Selling their kids. Dragging them, making me look at these little girls and making me have this disturbing experience. They're like, oh, it's you. And then try to make me feel this disgusting way. It's the little 9-year-old kid over there. Do you know how nasty they make me experience this? It's so disturbing. They really think I'm going to be brainwashed into accepting this. If I get brainwashed, listen, that's why I'm making these videos. That I'll never subscribe to these nasty things, the way you make me perceive these little kids. And they try, like, I don't even want, like, the way they try to make me experience this is so nasty. Because they even use my childhood. And can you imagine a 30-some-year-old man there talk about you now, it was you when you were 10 years old. Trash. I'm just thankful that I didn't have this opportunity to do what they do. I'm truly mean it. I don't even, when I saw this trash next door, this bottom feeder, I just felt bad for him. It's weak, low life. He said things before I said it. And I could still look at him for the bottom feeder. He's like so pathetic. Come on, I'm seeing you. You don't know what's going to happen to you in 2 years, okay? It's not about poverty or wealth, because I see like this person in front of me who's I guess not has live comfortably. I can see I feel bad for her too. It's so pathetic. And like, oh, I'm gonna be castrated. I rather get my penis, my testicle cut up in pieces than live the life that these people live in their apartments. When I die, when I'm cut out and all that, you're gonna continue to be working, living in this nastiness. I'd find dignity in my death. This is like what you think in a movie or something like a biblical, like some kind of story in like people. It's like biblical. That's why people can believe that there's some kind of like feel special in that sense. It's horrible. It's tormenting. It's disgusting. Listen to what I just said. But it's dignified, especially when you recognize it for what it is. Do you know they started making me feel pain in my toes because I was able to put things in perspective, using physical pain to try to get you to accept to these things. That's what they're gonna end up doing, because there's no way I'm gonna subscribe. They're gonna try to torture me. Literally feel like, no, right now I'm getting psychological torture. I don't know what's worse, but psychological torture like that is definitely something that can push somebody into something else. But since that's not working, even though I'm experiencing what they want me to experience, I'm not subscribing to it. They're gonna try to use the next step, physical torture. Because I know I'm not subscribing to this. Whatever imaginative kids they try to make me imagine, little girls, little boys, whatever. And then try to make you feel uncomfortable. My tongue be hitting the top of my mouth against my teeth, whatever, and try to give me I understand. Talk about little black girls as if that's gonna make it work, like as if I'm gonna be subscribed to oh yeah, little black girls. I remember. Blah, 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 blah. Now they try to make me imagine a a little girl with no shirt. It's not normal. They're delusional trash. But I find dignity in this death. I truly. This is why I make so many videos nowadays. Is because I understand that when the time comes, like I'll be like, did I regret making videos and talk about these people? No. This is what I need to say before I go. But you should saw the people involved in this. You will know why these things feels biblical. You see the weakest, you see the lowest, and you see also the like you see all the different people, and you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like super dignified, like I'm like, and not that I'm perfect. I know my imperfection. Right? If that's all they were trying to like, if they were looking at my imperfection for me, I feel like, oh, like. Ugh. But they talk about black girls, little babies, this is the nasty things they do. But if they start really talking about my imperfection, then I'll feel like, but they try to erase that. So what it makes me feel is like, oh my gosh, I feel dignified. Because they try to like make me think in these disturbing pedophilia ways and erase the real imperfection. So what it does, it just makes me feel dignified because this nastiness and pedophilia things they do to me, I know is what they do. So I'm like, look at this trash doing this nasty things. And my imperfection, they try to erase that. Oh, not real. That's fake. I'm like, yeah. Now you make me feel very, very dignified. Because you're out here trying to make me imagine little kids being pampered. Bunch of pedos. And so now I'm like, listen, look at this trash. No, I'd rather die like this than live like this bottom feeders. Imagine if I'm trying to force some person to think about kids in this ways. And try to erase him. Oh, not real. Nah, that's very fake. Very, very fake. That's why I make this video. Because as I'm being erased, I want to make sure I leave my testimonials. And when it comes to my death, I can never give them that. They're just a tool. They're just a trash. My blood is on the hand of the person who put me in this program. This person is the reason why I'm dying, is the reason why I'm being tormented, is the reason why all these nasty things is happening to me. This same person is the reason why they can't say Roy Moore. This same person is the reason why they're trying to create this facade. And now, when they're talking about this anniversary of the Roe versus Wade, turnaround of whatever, overturn, I can think about that and like, interesting. You see who's the winners really? Well, these losers are trying to cover up the fact. And on top of that, you add this BuzzFeed article, to point out why is there so many pedophiles in this intelligence community. Yes, these people are contracted by the same intelligence. And yes, I know there's layers. These people are just bottom feeders. I don't look at them as, oh, these people are CIA agents. Not even like DOD, like, no, they're just contracted trash. Whatever layers of they contracted by these people, this DOD, these agencies, these CIAs, this DARPA, they're the one really in charge of this thing. Then these people are just the bottom feeders. This is their world, they're working for them, and so they feel like it's their world, but really it's just the bottom feeders. They can't even speak about Roy Moore. They knew I was going to say his name, they didn't say it. They know better. So for me, little girls, little boys, whatever. I say little girls, they start stimulating me, by the way. And when I move my legs back, I like to move my legs back and forth when I'm talking. They try to like create some stimulations. It's nasty. So to all my target individuals, you will be pushed to think in these disturbing ways. My job right now on this planet is to continuously speak about it till I can't. because I know that justice will be done. And I'm just thankful to God that I didn't have to live the life that they live. I'm not perfect, by no means. And I'm not trying to be like, and what's, it's funny, like, they're like, oh, you're acting. I don't, like, the only time, this moment to me is just a time to release, to speak about what I need to. It's time to just let go of every nasty things they do. That's why this is almost therapeutical, but also draining. Because I need to let go of these things that it make me experience. And that's and it's just like, that's why I have these emotions that naturally every day I don't have. But when I speak about it, these emotions are just being released. I speak about it. I'm passionate. And by the way, as I'm saying that, you hear the that means that there's some other thoughts, because they say release. I used the word release in other ways when I was talking about when I was trying. I needed to release something because they were cranking up my libido, and even during my release, they were trying to implant some disturbing things. You see how disgusting these people are. So this emotional release, because they've been doing these nonsensical and disgusting things to me. This because they've been making me think in these disturbing ways. I need to speak about it, and emotions are coming up. And when they say black girls, little girls is really, as I'm saying, that they even stimulate me. I'm like, let me release that. Let me speak about it. These people really think that I'm going to subscribe to these pedophilia things. They really think that these pedophilia things is not the things they usually do to people. But this time, these people have investigated. These people who usually do the pedophilia type of torture, but with you, they matched it to you as a child. The same people who are renowned for the pedophilia type of torture, and they are repeating the scripts over and over and over, while torturing you, using noise campaign, conditioning you, making you dream about nasty pedophilia things, stimulating you. They are. To all my target individual, please understand this. Stay strong. Do not subscribe to the nasty thing they do to you. It's meant to break you down and make you subscribe to this falsification of reality. Stay strong and know that justice will be done.